Hey everybody, welcome back to Vegas. Well, we're kind of not going to call it Vegas Weekly anymore. It's Vegas Tips and Tricks Weekly, and it's about returning to our roots. We're going to talk about that here today as we, let's see, it is September the 17th, as most of you are seeing this, and it's going to be start of a new program, really. We still, as you see, have the same backdrop, but even that's probably going to change over the next few weeks as we make some changes here in my life, and so you'll see that as it happens as well. First of all, I wanted to just acknowledge we've had a great run on Vegas Weekly. It has been a lot of fun. I think we've been doing it basically in some form for over 2 years now. It was really an attempt to at least create some kind of content, even when I wasn't going to be anywhere near Vegas, and it blossomed into something far beyond that. We had a lot of fun with this thing. You know, we originally had all kinds of little segments. There was the, housekeeping section where a giant, well, not a giant, well, a vacuum cleaner came on, and we talked about news. We talked about a lot of different things. I want to acknowledge certainly my buddy PJ Paul for his contributions to Vegas Weekly over the period of probably a year or more, where he was doing our Cocktail of the Week segment, which was very popular. We had a number of other folks who contributed that way, and also contributed just by staying tuned in and commenting and participating in this sort of interactive adventure. As we evolve into Vegas Tips and Tricks Weekly, I do want you to stay tuned. At the end of the show, I'm going to tell you how you can get involved, how you can help create the content that you're going to be seeing here in the weeks to come. So what is the new Vegas Tips and Tricks Weekly going to be about? Well, it's going to be about talking about Las Vegas and talking about the ways to get the most out of Las Vegas. We've had a lot of positive feedback, and I've really enjoyed doing the Vegas Tips and Tricks shows on Tuesday and Thursday. Those will continue, those short form episodes, just to really hit and highlight some things that I think are worth knowing, and for people that don't have the time to really spend 15-20 minutes listening to me ramble on. Yes, this will largely remain a sort of talking heads program. That's what it has been. From time to time, we will attempt to incorporate some video and some still photos where it's appropriate, particularly as we talk about different hotels, and we will do that in some detail. So really, it's an attempt to kind of stretch out, in most cases, and discuss some things that people want to know about Las Vegas, want to know about the Vegas experience, want to know about staying in a different part of the Strip or downtown or off Strip, what the experience is like traveling around Las Vegas, what the weather is like, what gambling is all about, what the drinking situation is. We'll talk about eating, we'll talk about swimming, we'll talk about shopping. We'll talk about going to shows. We'll talk about basically whatever you all would like to know. And we will, by and large, stick to that kind of a theme on a week-to-week basis. Now, that being said, this is going to be a timely show. So that means if something comes up and there's big news in Las Vegas, we'll talk about it. We may preempt the entire episode if there's something important we need to talk about, a hotel sale, a major league sports franchise moving to Las Vegas, anything like that, could very well take over much or all of the show. If the news itself does not, my reaction to it will. So we will have those moments where we will preempt things and we will talk about news events and current events, but I'm not going to sort of scratch around and try to find, the latest news about some D-level show at Bally's or Horseshoe or whatever it's going to be, and share that with you every week. There are people that do that and do it very well, but I will not attempt to scour for that kind of information. However, I will attempt to be much more detailed. If we talk about, for example, buffets in Las Vegas, I'm going to go on there, I'm going to find prices and times and make sure that we get that information to you, at least, for a particular date and time to where it's accurate and to where you can kind of plan based upon that. Lacking any specific suggestions to the contrary, we will begin the program format next week, and we will start talking about Las Vegas, basically from planning to departure to arrival to getting to your hotel to what to do when you're there. And we will kind of move through that somewhat methodically. But as I mentioned at the start of the program, I do want you all to feel like this is your show as well. And if you have questions about Las Vegas that you'd like me to answer or answer in the course of the show, or if you have a particular topic that you'd like me to cover, I know we return to certain topics again and again, whether it be hotels or transportation or gambling or whatever. And I think that's appropriate because people don't always see the show you did a year or two ago, and also things may have changed. That being the case, there are blind spots, and I've talked about that in the past. For most of us when we travel to Vegas, there are blind spots. There are things we don't think about that other people do. There are things other people do that we don't do. So if you have questions about a specific topic, how to do something in Las Vegas, what the experience is like, then I want you to continue to feel like you can give me that feedback. If you're hitting this program for the very first time, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comment below. If you have a question or if there's a topic you want me to cover, we will do our best to incorporate that in the future. Now, I don't know about putt-putt golf, PJ, but maybe even that. So that's just a few things that you can do to try to improve the show. Now, other than changing the name of the program and changing the format somewhat, we will basically continue otherwise on the channel with some very similar themes. We'll do, like I said, we'll do the Tuesday, Thursday show. We'll continue to do the podcast, which we did not do again this week, but we'll be back on that this Monday. And then every Wednesday, the last Wednesday of the month, we will do our live, and that'll be coming up now, I guess, in about a week and a half. So we're coming up on the September live stream. So that should be fun. We can talk a little bit about the Vegas trip again if any of you have any questions. I met a lot of you all on the Vegas trip and had a great time with that. As I was watching last week's show, I realized I omitted several people and omitted several meetings along the way. So if you were one of those folks, I apologize, but keep in mind, I really enjoyed pretty much meeting everybody that I had a chance to meet on this past trip. Did want to point out once again that had a great response to the vlog, which probably will be the last vlog of its kind, at least exactly of its kind. But if you want to see more of Vegas tips and tricks, more of my antics along the way, definitely want to check out the Pennies for Vegas YouTube channel, which I'm sure most of you already have. I think like the day 2, 3, 4 videos, about half the footage includes me in it, and so and there's stuff that you get to see on his channel you don't get to see on mine because I didn't record as much stuff as he did. So definitely check that out, and we'll have, I'm sure, some quality content coming, some vlogs coming from Cinnamon Girl. I think her first day video is out. I'm sure the Kinos will be releasing their vlogs of the September trip very soon. Vegas Legacy, that I had a chance to meet on this trip, great folks. I know they vlogged the trip, so they will also have some content that should be fun, should include a lot of different things that we all did together along the way. So anyway, that's kind of the scoop. And I already mentioned, I kind of gave it away already, but my challenge to all of you watching today is to let me know if there's topics you'd like me to cover, if there's questions you'd like me to answer. Please leave that in the comments below. And as I say, we will incorporate that as best we can into the show. Now, I'm sure some of you will come up with a comment or a category that I'm probably not going to cover, but that's okay as well. Otherwise, again, just want to thank everybody for the support this channel has gotten over the last 5-6 years that we've been doing this. And as I say, we're going to continue to move forward. We're going to have a new format, and I'm looking forward to fleshing that format out for you over the next several months. And so, until then, everybody, until next week, until the first real episode of Vegas Tips and Tricks Weekly, I hope that you have a great, lucky, and healthy week. We'll see you all again real soon. Bye-bye.